In my dream, I saw a vine with ripe grapes. I took the grapes, pressed them into this cup, and served it to the president myself.
Previously on Joseph and his brothers, Joseph resisted temptation. He chose honor over pleasure, integrity over safety, and for his righteousness, he was thrown into prison. 4 years in darkness, forgotten by man, but not by God. Now, the president has a dream, and the only man who can interpret it is sitting in cell number 2847. This is the moment everything turns. Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison, the place where political enemies disappeared, where corruption accusations were buried, where Senator Potiphar sent people he wanted to forget. And now, Joseph was inmate number 2847, accused of attempted rape of a senator's wife. No trial, no defense, no hope. The prison wardens threw him into a cell with hardened criminals. "Welcome to hell," one inmate laughed. Joseph collapsed on the concrete floor. Everything he'd rebuilt, gone, again. Bible reference, Genesis 39:20. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined.
Look, I understand the disagreement, but the text is clear. We must approach this with patience and understanding if we are to move forward.
But even in prison, something about Joseph was different. While other inmates fought, he mediated. While others despaired, he encouraged. He started teaching inmates to read and write. He organized prayer meetings. He helped resolve disputes. The chief warden noticed. This one no be normal prisoner, he thought. Within 6 months, the warden had made Joseph the prison supervisor, in charge of all inmate activities. Bible reference, Genesis 39:21-23. The Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden.
"Get your hands off me! I am the chief of staff!"
You can't do this! I demand a lawyer!
"Shut up! You can't do this to me! I demand to speak to my lawyer right now!"
2 years later, scandal rocked Abuja. The president's chief of staff and the minister of finance were arrested for corruption, multi-billion naira fraud, international money laundering. They were thrown into Kirikiri, awaiting trial. Joseph was assigned to their cell block. These weren't ordinary prisoners. These were men who had breakfast with presidents, who controlled national budgets, who could change Joseph's fate with one phone call. But they arrived broken, confused, and afraid. Bible reference, Genesis 41:4. The cupbearer and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their master, and he put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, in the same prison where Joseph was confined.
You need to eat, gentlemen. You have to keep your strength up.
One morning, Joseph brought them breakfast and noticed they looked more troubled than usual. "Oga, wetin happen?" he asked gently. "You people know well?" The chief of staff looked up. "We both had strange dreams last night. Very vivid, very disturbing. In the presidential villa, we would have called prophets and spiritual advisors. But here," he gestured at the cell walls, "there's nobody." Joseph's heart quickened. Dreams. God had once spoken to him through dreams. Maybe God was about to speak again. Bible reference, Genesis 46:8. We both had dreams, but there is no one to interpret them. Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell me your dreams."
In my dream, I saw a vine with ripe grapes. I took the grapes, pressed them into this cup, and served it to the president myself.
The chief of staff went first. "I saw a grapevine with 3 branches. It budded, blossomed, and produced ripe grapes. I took the grapes, squeezed them into the president's cup, and served it to him." Joseph closed his eyes, praying silently. Then he spoke with confidence. "The 3 branches are 3 days. In 3 days, the president will investigate your case, find you innocent, and restore you to your position. You will serve him again, just as you squeezed those grapes and served him in the dream." Bible reference, Genesis 49-13. This is what it means. The 3 branches are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your position.
There were 3 baskets of white bread on my head. And the vultures, they came and started eating from them. They devoured everything. It was horrible. The birds, the vultures, they ate all the bread in the baskets.
The Minister of Finance, encouraged, jumped in. I also had a dream. I was carrying 3 baskets of bread on my head for the president. But before I could deliver them, vultures came and devoured everything. Joseph's face fell. He knew what this meant, but he had to speak truth. Sir, the 3 baskets are also 3 days. In 3 days, the president will investigate your case, find you guilty, and you will be executed. I'm sorry. Bible reference, Genesis 40:16-19. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift off your head and impale your body on a pole, and the birds will eat away your flesh.
Please, Chief, you must believe me. I didn't do this. My family needs me. Don't let them do this.
Joseph grabbed the chief of staff's hands. Sir, when you get out, and you will get out, please remember me. I beg you. I was kidnapped from my family, sold into slavery, falsely accused by my master's wife. I've done nothing wrong. Please, mention me to the president. Help me get out of this place. The chief of staff nodded solemnly. I will remember you, Joseph. I swear it. Bible reference, Genesis 40:14-15. When all goes well with you, remember me and show me kindness. Mention me to Pharaoh and get me out of this prison.
In a stunning turn of events, the Chief of Staff has been released, while the minister was executed earlier today.
3 days later, exactly as Joseph predicted, the president completed his investigation. The chief of staff was found innocent. He had been framed by political enemies. He was released with full honors, motorcade and all. The Minister of Finance was found guilty. Evidence of massive fraud was undeniable. He was executed that same day. Everything Joseph said came true, exactly. But the chief of staff, back in his luxurious office, forgot about Joseph completely. Bible reference, Genesis 40:20-23. The chief cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him.
My strength is gone, Lord.
2 more years passed. Joseph waited. Every day, he hoped. Maybe today the chief of staff will remember. Maybe today someone will come for me. But nobody came. The hope in his eyes began to fade. He was now 30 years old. He'd been enslaved for 7 years, imprisoned for 4. His dreams of business empire, of making his father proud, of vindicating himself to his brothers, all of it seemed like foolish youth. Maybe God had abandoned him. Maybe this was his life now. Bible reference, Genesis 40:23. The chief cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him.
Breaking news tonight, the president's insomnia is reaching critical levels.
That's right. We're hearing his spiritual advisors have been completely unable to help with the disturbing nightmares.
Then, one night, the president had a dream. Not just 1, 2 dreams. So vivid, so disturbing, he woke up in cold sweat. He called every prophet, every babalawo, every spiritual advisor in Nigeria. Nobody could interpret it. The entire nation was watching. The president was losing sleep, becoming paranoid. That's when the chief of staff suddenly froze. A memory, a prison cell, a young man who interpreted dreams with impossible accuracy. Bible reference, Genesis 41:1-8. When morning came, his mind was troubled, so he sent for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt, but no one could interpret them for him.
Joseph, you're going to Aso. Joseph, you're going to Aso Rock.
Mr. President, the chief of staff said carefully, I remember something. When I was in prison, there was a young man. He interpreted dreams, and everything he said came true. His name is Joseph. Within the hour, orders were sent to Kirikiri. Bring prisoner 2847 to Aso Rock immediately. When the guards opened Joseph's cell, he thought it was another interrogation. until one said, "You're going to see the president." Joseph fell to his knees. God had not forgotten him. The palace was calling. Bible reference, Genesis 41, 9-14. Then the chief cupbearer said to Pharaoh. Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was quickly brought from the dungeon. From prison to palace, from forgotten to national hero, from slave to second in command. Joseph's promotion was instant, but his preparation took years. Now the economy is booming, but Joseph knows what's coming. 7 years of plenty, then 7 years of famine. And when the famine hits, hungry people will come from everywhere, including his brothers. Next time on Joseph and His Brothers, the final chapter. 17 years later, the family reunion nobody expected. Old wounds resurface, guilt meets grace, and Joseph must decide, revenge or redemption. Episode 5, Reunion and Forgiveness. Remember, your test is preparing you for your testimony. Until next time, stay blessed. Bible reference, Psalm 105, 17-19. He sent a man before them, Joseph, sold as a slave, till what he foretold came to pass.